So I just had my birthday the other day, and I thought, what better way to treat myself than getting a big old tomahawk? And that's exactly what I did. This isn't any old tomahawk. This is a $56 Bison tomahawk. Today I'm gonna cook it. So here's my steak. And as you can see, I mean, that's a big old boy. So what I'm going to do is just take salt and pepper and be pretty generous. Enter the vacuum sealer. How long of a bag do we need for that? A big one. No, just keep going. We'll say that. Anybody who's never used a vacuum sealer, I gotta tell you, they're pretty awesome. Not only can you cook sous vide in them, but obviously it increases the shelf life in your freezer of items because it's taken out all the air, and as you know, air and moisture are the enemy when it comes to preserving food. That's where your bacteria comes from. So I'm just going to flatten that out, and I've given myself lots of extra bag here, so I'm just going to cut a bit off like so. And get that right in that channel, and off we go. My vacuum sealer doesn't work perfectly, so I sort of have to hit the seal button manually. It's got most of the air out. It'll work. So there it is. Sealed tomahawk steak. I'll plug that one. I'm going to slide this bad boy back over. And this is the immersion circulator. And again, I'm sure you saw it in my other video. I did a sous vide strip. Came out beautiful. Same process. Take this, drop it in, and I've set that for 2 hours. So I'm going to try to make a sauce here, and I gotta admit, I gotta cheat right away. I do not have any stock in the freezer or the fridge, so it's okay. I'm not that worried. It's not going to be a really full, rich sauce, but I'll make it work. If you do cheat and you do use powdered stock, just throw in some herbs. So I got some rosemary there, I got a couple of bay leaves, and I've chucked in some thyme. And that should work. Hopefully. About that much. Got some other ingredients. Basically, I'm going to do a bit of a reduction. Sort of sizzling already. We don't go through a lot of celery around here, so you'll have to excuse that. So I've got the carrots and onions. And once they've browned a bit, or softened a bit, I'm going to add in the stock, and I really wanted to bring you a video about maple syrup this year. I tried it last year. I only got, you can see my big jug right here. Last year I only got about that much syrup, and basically by the time it was finished, it hadn't even fully reduced. I got it basically down to not much more than a tablespoon, and it burned onto the pan. This year I got that much to start, and I thought, oh, okay, it's done. So I brought it inside, cooked it down, didn't get much out of it. Basically, it was about a shot in a rocks glass. Funny enough, I left the taps in the tree, and I ended up getting about that much more. And that's what I ended up with. But as you can see, that's not quite syrup. That is still not boiled down to the point where it is syrup. But it is sweet. So I think I'm going to take that and throw it in my sauce for my tomahawk. The sap does have some solids forming on the bottom, so I'm just gonna not include that because I don't know how that's gonna affect taste. This is definitely boiling hot today. Add, say about that much. So we'll get that up to a boil and then reduce it to a simmer. Probably let that reduce by half and then hit it with some wine after that. Maybe this is a good idea, maybe it's not. I'm going to add the blood of the bison. That's probably just going to coagulate on top. We might get a bit of flavor out of it. So this is reduced by about half. Throw in about a cup of wine. Same thing again, let it reduce. Very carefully, because there is still juice in here, you can see that. Very carefully, before you even take it out, I'm just going to leave that there. Get some paper towel, put it down on your board, and, as I said, carefully take it out of there. All right. That is ready for the fire. Come with me. You ever get rid of an old barbecue? Don't throw out the grates. They're great for things like this. Hey, get it? They're great for things like, yeah, okay. Here is my sauce that is just about reduced. So what we're going to do now is we're going to strain it into another pot. Just like that. And as you can see, there's not much left because it's reduced. But it looks lovely. So without pushing all this through a strainer or a sieve or anything like that. I'm just going to take that. That's good enough. And now what you want to do, get that on a low heat. And to thicken it up, this is your other cheat. I'm just going to get a bit of, for that much, maybe half a teaspoon cornstarch. I'm going to add some cold water. Just a little bit. Give that a stir. Let's get this going a bit more. You can already see there's a really nice shine to this. We're going to get that even more shiny in a second. As soon as that's ready. Okay, so it's just starting to bow around the edges. I'm going to add a little bit of this slurry. Ooh, that's hot. You just add a little bit at a time, because if you add it all at once and it gets too thick, and it's almost ruined. So you're not going to start it all over again. Well, that needs a little more oil in there. Nice color on that. Turn that right down. Now that we got the boil going. I might have made this a bit too runny. Try that again. Once again, as I said, add a little bit at a time. Basically what you want when it's ready, you want to be able to just coat the back of a spoon. Looks like it's starting to thicken up a little bit. I'll turn that off completely. What else I'm going to do, I'm going to take some of this veg and just chuck it in there. Add some flavor to that. There we go. Now it's thickening. Heat back down. And you can see it's thickened up that little bit. So give it a taste. Tastes pretty good to me. A little bit of love, a little bit of that, and the magic ingredient for the sheen, butter. And that, as you're going to see, makes for one mean looking sauce. So I'll show you what I mean. Nope, can't see that, can you? Get it on the back of your spoon, wipe like that. You can see how it's basically stuck on the back there. And that, my friends, is a cheater's demi. Who says you have to make stock for days? Ha ha! That's ready to go. Veg is ready to go. I think we're going to throw that tomahawk on the grill, because I think that tomato should be just about there. Let's go back outside. Okay, I've just bulked the fire up a bit, but at the same time it is pretty windy out here, so I don't think I'm going to get real good heat on this, a real good sear, but we'll give it a go. I can just hear the faintest of sizzles.